going. So we'll just jump past those guys, back to this. So the BPA quality product is based on the XRM platform that BPA created, which is the basis for all of the BPA products. So essentially it's a set of workflows, of web parts, data connectors, and other components that are all deployed on SharePoint as a solution package, just as you would hope. And then BPA creates solutions based on those products, and then you can see the set of them here. There's quite a set. So CRM is one of the more popular products, as is quality. Boris is somewhat intimidating because he was a former quality manager. So one of the things I like about this solution is that it's based on stuff you already have, right? If you already have SharePoint, you already have the basis that we're going to extend with BPA. And here you see some of the actual components that we add to the platform itself. There's a reports builder that does data replication. We've got chart web parts, gauges, and things like that. Scorecards, of course, for building effective dashboards. They've extended the ability to track activities through issues, lists, and tasks, and things like that. Are well integrated with the social features of profiles. And then email management is probably the real unique space for BPA in that they allow you to send email directly from SharePoint based on contacts lists and templates that are in SharePoint out to your users directly, right from SharePoint. You don't have to go through Outlook. And then on the other side of that, they include add-ins to give you the ability to send email back into your SharePoint system directly from Outlook. So those are two things we're going to look at in just a little bit. Some of these other things are a lower level, which we can go into detail if you want to in a one-on-one. So let's talk a little bit about quality here. For those of you who are somewhat familiar with quality management, it's essentially an advanced way of looking at support. Here's the Deming wheel, and the concept here is to provide continuous improvement over the life cycle of a process. So if someone reports an issue, you want to have an action immediately, but you also want to collect that information so you can improve the process later on. And this area in the center are some of the lists that BPA quality provides you. You can define objectives, targets for where you want your quality system to be. Of course, you're tracking the issues that come in and the actions that are taken against those. And then reporting on those things through quality audits, KPIs, which are visible from the dashboard. And there's document management for improving training and for communicating that training out to users through email blasts and places that you can host it. Of course, SharePoint's very good at document collaboration, so we leverage that heavily. So I'd like to take a look at the system itself now. So I'm just going to exit here and go right to the main home page. So when you start up BPA quality out of the box, here's what you see. And this is your home page, and it's where you can see all the issues that are currently being worked on, as well as you get a gauge report for how you're doing overall based on costs of issues. These little KPIs here, these little indicators, show whether something is overdue or how it's doing as far as tracking goes, and you can drill down into that. You can see the item very quickly here with this nice little add-in that BPA provides, or you can drill into the actual action itself by clicking on the summary, and you can even get a graphical analysis of where this is in the process right from the home page there very nicely. This is a swim lane chart of this issue is going through, the issue has been declared, it's being analyzed, there's a corrective action in process, and the resolution is waiting for the user to validate. It's either going to go back to an analysis stage or to the quality validation stage. If he accepts it, it'll be concluded. So I'd like to walk through sort of a day in the life of an issue for you here, so you have some context for this. So just as by way of a story, I have a issue report from a user, so I'm going to enter it. I just click on Issues, and I want to create a new issue. So that's pretty straightforward. I go to Issues, I click New Issue, and then this is an access issue. The user can't log in to our system, and I can choose what department is handling this. In this case, it's the quality department, and I'm going to assign it to my trial account that I'm using here. I can assign a case number if I have a structured case number. In this case, I don't. So that can be calculated. I'm going to give this a high priority, and it's currently in progress. So that all looks like a standard issue list type thing. We're going to track the time. Tracking the time is, of course, very important because we're going to want to get metrics out of the system about how long it took to resolve this issue. And you notice that I can't enter date closed here because I'm just starting. That's the security trimming that we have. If this was related to a product, I could select a product. I can say this is a client issue. So in essence, I'm populating all of the metadata that I need to resolve this issue. John is trying to make a purchase and can't get in. Okay, so this is going to be for the Nova account, and again, I've got smart forms here, so I can just type Nova and it's going to come right up, and I go to the next field, and my user is John Marti, John Damon, I can do that, or I can just keep typing here. Let's see. I'm going to use John Damon. That's just as easy. Oh, I better use John Marti. Let's see. Gotta find him. Deegan John. There he is. Marti John. Okay, it's reverted. And as I go down the form to fill out this thing, I have the ability to just validate this. This is going to submit the issue to the analysis stage. And as you know, in any type of quality system, first you identify the report of an issue, then you're going to go and figure out what's the cause. So it goes right to this step here, and since I'm the one that's handling it, I'm going to enter myself. And in a real instance, this would go to somebody through an alert, and they would come in and then fill this out. Again, there's no product. And now I've done my analysis on this, and I've determined that the reason that he couldn't log in is that his account was locked. So my action here is to unlock account. And again, we're doing this in a highly accelerated way to fit in our time allowed. Unlock account. And we get to select the action type. This was a corrective action. I'm going to assign it to myself again. And then I can give some more information there. And I started this today. And it was due right away because he's trying to make a purchase. That's very important. And I'm going to go ahead and mark this. I can mark this as a completed task. And then I'm going to go to the next step. So at this stage, I get to select whether this was an immediate action, whether it was something I did just to resolve the problem, or whether it was corrective action, is more predictive. I was trying to address a longer-term issue, maybe by changing the documentation or something like that. I can also, again, review the status of this, and you can see that the flow is different. If I mark this as an immediate action, it goes right to user validation. But if I marked it as a corrective action, it's going to change the flow. It's going to go up through a resolution stage before it goes to validating the user with the user. And again, corrective actions are useful for when you want to prevent this in the future. I'm not concerned about that right at this point, so I'm just going to click immediate action and click validate. So now it proceeds to to the stage where I need to validate that the user can get in, right? Because anything I want to confirm that it's his case. And in order to do that, probably the easiest way is to go to contacts, and I can show you that our contact management is very strong in BPA. Throughout all the products, we have these lists that give you a good summary information. I can call him right away, immediately. I can track all the information that I have about John just by clicking on him and going to a profile for John. And from here, I can do some interesting things. I can send him an email if I'd rather send him email. And this brings in, I've used my email here so that I actually get it. It brings in the page that I can use to create email templates, or I can add a template. I can go ahead and select, I'm going to base this on issue closing template, and you can see it changes the format of the mail. So if I want to preview this, you'll see that it fills in the information, such as email address there. And I can send a test to myself just to demo how that's working. All of these templates that you see, the ability to define email templates for structured communication with your users, are all defined within SharePoint. These templates are in a list. They're just text files that you add and upload. Also, you have the ability to send mass emails. Say there was an outage or something like that. We could very easily notify people by selecting a list here, and then we can filter that list, or we can add selected people to create new views and send out mail to a large number of users this way. It's a very convenient system for tracking things. Similarly, once we've sent mail, we often get responses back from people, and it's important to be able to send these things back into the system. And BPA includes these add-ins right from Outlook, so I can send this email to my activities list right from here. Just sending the email there as a text file wouldn't be very useful, but I can look up that contact to populate the metadata for that user, and then I can just send a SharePoint from here, and it will then forward that email into the activities list, where it can be used to start a workflow, or it could be used to resolve an issue, or just basically to close the loop on many of these issues. Hey Bobby, do you want to do a poll right now, or do you have a chance to do that, or is that part of your scope? Okay, I'm going to just continue on then.
Sorry about that, I was on mute.
Oh, so you probably already started. Did you have that poll ready for usage or not?
Yeah, it's basically, how would you like us to follow up with you on this? Are you interested in a personalized demo, in a 30-day trial? Are you interested in us following up next week, next month, or no thank you, you don't need follow-up? If you can please go ahead and vote, that would be great. Otherwise, you're going to get phone calls, emails, and everything from me, I promise. And as soon as about 80% vote here, I'll go ahead and close the poll. We certainly have quite a bit more here to show you. So if you can just go ahead and let me know how to follow up, that would be great. And I will be closing the poll in about 10 seconds. Thank you very much for voting on this. Much appreciated. And I will close the poll. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. So as a result of confirming with the user, he's confirmed that that he can now log in. So I'm going to close this issue. And to do that, I can just click on the issue here. And from right here, I can jump right back into the current step. And that shows where I'm at. I can just come in here and I can validate that that worked. And now it goes to the quality manager at this step. Oh, this is the user. I validate that I'm validating that the user could get in now. Okay, and at this step, it goes to the quality manager, who's able to assign some cost to this issue. Since it was resolved quickly, I can set it as a low cost. I can identify who it was assigned to. One of the things that I can use here to calculate cost is if I look at the flow chart, I actually see how long it stayed at each step. And I can see it was 3 minutes here, a couple minutes here. It took about 8 minutes to get to the immediate action. So overall, I had just a few minutes involved in the total activity. And then when I validate that, date time closed. Very important that I missed is to enter when it was closed. And you'll notice that these action forms changed at each step because they're security trimmed by the role. And now that issue's been resolved and closed. Something else that quality managers are going to want to do is they're going to want to be able to take a look at actual accounts for users. So in our system, accounts are basically clients in this case. And they can drill in and see, is Nova having any particular issues? And here we see that we have our contacts there for Nova. But we also see that we've had 3 user can't log in issues. So in this case, I might want to contact my good friend John and provide him some information on how he might better log in. Or I might want to start a solution, propose a solution to the system, saying perhaps we need to change the number of bad login attempts. I have the ability now to do that type of analysis. But if I wanted to follow up with him, I could just create a new task here to remind myself now that he is in and the crisis is passed. I can follow up on him at some date. I can assign a future due date, say tomorrow, and show how to log in, something like that. Similarly, again, I can send email directly from here to help resolve the issue just by clicking here. That's one of the things I like about BPA is that they've created these interfaces which are very consistent. If you start from a list of contacts, you drill down into the profile page of each user. These toolbars across here are very consistent. The tabbed interface is something that people are very familiar with. The search is a very effective tool where you can just very quickly do a lookup of wildcards here to find information. All that is really built in as a wonderfully useful way to follow this information. Of course, all these systems are hinge on the ability to report up to management, and we have full sets of reports which are configurable through the system, and these are essentially SQL reports that are generated by the system. You define them in the configuration, and you can get overviews across the system based on overdue things. If you just wanted to look at these, you could filter on that right from the reporting section. Similarly, we have a full set of charting tools. And here's the gauge that you saw, and you see that it's budged because we added an issue with a cost. All of these charts come with BPA, and they're all configurable as web parts. And similarly, there are KPIs. This is the dashboard. This is the dashboard overview. It's very similar to the home page showing summaries. But again, since this is just a SharePoint page, this is all configurable. And these scorecards are very important within the quality systems for monitoring the number of reports issued and trying to meet those targets and the objectives of over periods of time. Something else is that it allows self-service with Webb to issue. Now, this is if you have a situation where customers have direct contact with you, you can actually have an externally facing website. You have the ability to have somebody enter an issue with a product right from here, and it'll come into the system and it's automated for really quick turnaround. That's about our time. I think we're at 30 minutes, right, Bobby? I'd like to go back to slideshow and take a second to review some of the functional benefits that you're getting, that you get the ability to provide ongoing quality improvements with this system. The whole point of this is to improve your customer satisfaction, whether it's their external partners, suppliers, or internal people, and to provide traceability throughout the system. So you want to be able to track all the activities that you took to resolve issues and make predictive decisions on where you should spend your money. It helps you be compliant with your quality standards. It gives you a huge competitive advantage over others. Now, do we have any questions on the forum?